न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः।
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Welcome to Amrita Vaibhavam. This is a series of talks, devotional songs, spiritual discussions and symposiums by Swamis, Swaminis, Brahmacharis, Brahmacharinis, householder devotees, staff and students of Amrita institutions. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is mentioned that the Guru imparts his knowledge, and to check how much was grasped by his disciples, he would choose one or two of them and ask them to repeat what was discussed. The same technique is being implemented in modern institutions as well. Amma also uses the same technique. With this in mind, let's watch today's episode. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Hari Om. Dhyayamudhavalav kuthanavadim tejomayim nashtikim Nigdhapangavilokinim Bhagavatim mandatvidastremukim Valsalyamritavarshinim Samuduram Sankirtanalapinim Shamangi Madhasiktasuktim Amritanandatmikamishwarim Om Gurubhyo Namaha Amriteshwari Namaha Om Gam Ganapati Namaha, Om Hasrastate Namaha, Om. My infinite prostrations at the lotus feet of my Sadguru, Sri Mata Amritananda Devi, Universal Teacher, Universal Mother, my humble pranams to all my beloved children watching this program. If you remember, the last topic we discussed was about it is only in our culture that we know that Devi Adiparakshri is the Supreme Being. And so worship of the Supreme Being, Devi as a Supreme Being, how can we worship her completely? So we start our worship in our puja room or in our temples, but the worship of Devi is complete. The Devi, if you remember, Devi tells the Devas that, "O Devas, whatever you see in this creation is myself. I am the entire creation. All forms in this creation belong to me. I created all the forms in this universe." And therefore, the worship of Devi is complete only if we worship the entire creation. And that is, practically, it is very difficult. It's almost impossible. How can we worship the entire creation? So therefore, our rishis, our great sages, they have prescribed, they have very beautifully designed some kind of techniques by which we can worship Devi as the entire universe. And that is what we call as one meaning of the word Yajna. So today's topic is Yajna or sacrifice. And secondly, we say in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we hear that when the Bhagavan Krishna begins the chapter with Vimam Vivaste Yogam Pratavan Aham Avyayam. O Arjuna, I have given this knowledge to Lord Sun. That is how he begins. So what does he refer? That means the topic of Yajna was covered in the chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, briefly let me explain to you what we mean by Yajna. So usually when we hear the word Yajna, what comes to our mind is a big fire pit, which we call as Homakundam, a fire, and the priests puja, priest offering ghee and other the dravyas into the fire. This is the top. This is the picture which comes to our mind when we hear the word yajna.
Vatkrtunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvighna Kuru me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Vatkrtunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvighna Kuru me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Vatkrtunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvighna Kuru me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada.
So briefly, I will tell you what are the yajnas. They say we use this rinam. Rinam means debt. D-E-B-E-T. Debt. Debt means we have taken a loan from some people, from some. We have to give back the money. So we had taken so much from the world. This we have repeated many times. So there are 5 sources from which we have taken from the world. The first one is called as Rishi Rinam. Our sages, they have given us knowledge of the Vedas, which include material knowledge, knowledge of the world, and knowledge of the inner self also. How we evolve and we grow into a God man and we become totally free. Both the knowledge are given. The Aparavidya and Paravidya. The Aparavidya is the lower knowledge. Every topic under the sun is covered in the Vedas. And finally, the Paravidya, which is the knowledge of the myself, what is my real nature, that she has given us. Therefore, we have a responsibility. We have to thank the rishis. We have to do something for the rishis also. That is called Rishi Rinam or Rishi Yajna. Therefore, according to one's capacity, we learn the Vedas and Swadhyaya Pravachanacha, Taittiriya Upanishad says. So we learn the Vedas according to our capacity and according to our time available, we have to teach to the others also. That is the Rishi Rinam. Then we call it the Deva Rinam or Deva Yajna. That is what we see in our ashram, the fire pit, and we offer. That is Devas are given as fire. We need fire. We need water. We need rain. So we need the air that we breathe. That's called the Deva Rinam. So we can see that when the disciples joined the ashram at the age of 8, and the Guru asked them this question: if somebody, when you are at home, when someone comes to your house and that person gives you some gift, some chocolate or something, what will you say? So the student will say, we say thank you. So therefore we are when whatever gift we receive from anyone, we say thank you. But that is not just a word thank you. We have to feel thankful. So they say gratitude is a sign of maturity. Gratitude is a sign of maturity. A person who is grateful, he is the real matured man. So that is what we call it Deva Rinam. So Deva has given us so much. That is why we are still alive. That is the second one. Then we have to have third one is Pitru Rinam. We have we have a duty towards our father and our parents, because they have given us this body. Because they have given us this body, we are able to the function is outside the world. Therefore, that's called Pitru Rinam. Fourth one is called Manushya Rinam. Manushya Rinam or the Nru Rinam. Nru Rinam means the different the human beings. Many human beings have helped us in many ways, and we have an obligation to return what we have taken from them. That is called Manushya Rinam or Nru Rinam. Nara Nru Rinam. And then the last one is Bhuta Rinam. Bhuta Rinam means it is the many dumb creatures, beginning with the cow, for example. The cow's milk is absolutely necessary for us. And then there are many other creatures who help us in many ways. So therefore, they say, when people go on killing snakes, what happens? The rat population will increase. Therefore, we worship the snakes also. So every species in the universe have some use. So therefore, we cannot destroy any species in this universe. We have to protect them and worship them. That is the meaning. So now we will see we will start, because time is short. We will straight away go into the Yajna part. So they will say this Yajna comes briefly in the third chapter, beginning from verse 9 to 9:16. 9 to 16 is the Yajna. Yajnat karmano nanyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells Arjuna in the third verse, chapter 9, every action performed with the attitude of Yajna, that alone can free us from this bondage. All actions performed with the sake of sacrifice, with the sake of the total surrender, they alone are called real actions, and therefore they alone can free us from this bondage. Therefore, Arjuna, you perform actions for the Yajna, with the spirit of Yajna. The spirit of Yajna is I want to serve the world. That I have taken some from the world. What little I can, let me give back. Yajna comes from the word Yaj means to worship. Therefore, Krishna says, we say Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagnam, Brahmanakutam, Brahmahivatena Gandavyam, Brahmakarma Samadhina. Bhagavan Krishna says the Yajna is the worship is Yajna, the worshipper is Yajna, with what we worship is Yajna, what is offered into the fire is Yajna, the fire is Yajna, and the person who is worshipped, they're all Yajna. Together they constitute the Yajna. So that is what we say. Now we will say whom to worship. So we worship, we have in this world, in this material world, we see, we respect power. A powerful man, we go and a person who has the wealth, a person who has authority, knowledge, he is a great person, or one person who has name and fame, and the very elderly person. We respect all these people. So we can see that when a person who is very well in society, when they come, we can see youngsters, they go and stand near him, we take a selfie. So this is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So we say a person who has power or wealth or authority or knowledge or a name and fame, a great scientist, etc., we worship them. So we have to remember, we are not worshipping the person, but the quality, what he has, we are worshipping that. That we have to remember. So, we say, if we worship, if we respect those people who have power or possession or name and fame or knowledge or wealth, etc., we have to remember all these qualities have come from Bhagavan. And therefore, the person who's really worthy of worship is God and God alone. That we have to understand very well. If a God and God alone has to be worshipped. So what you say, I receive gifts. When I receive a gift, I am thankful to that person. But I remember God has given me the hands to receive. Therefore, these two hands are also a gift from God. Therefore, I should be thankful to God also. That is the meaning here. So what they say is, what you have is a gift from God. What I have is a gift from God, and what I do with that is my gift to God, my offering to God. That's the meaning. The first thing is we have to remember that God and God alone has given us everything. That remembrance, that is the first step, number one. And the second step is that He has given us everything. Therefore, we should be grateful to God. That's the second step. And the third step is what little we can do, that we have to do. That is the third step. Now, suppose we work in a company, and that company is giving us a very good salary, and therefore we are grateful to that company, and we do our best to that company. So, in the same way, the God has given us everything, and therefore let me be grateful to God. That is the meaning. So now we'll see. We go to second verse is the verse 10 of the chapter 3. सह यज्ञ प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरा प्रोक्ता प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम् एषवो अस्तु इष्ट कामुदुख. The Bhagavan says to Arjuna, O Arjuna, the Saha Yajna Praja Srishtva Pura Prokta Prajapatihi. Prajapati is Brahmadeva. The Brahmadeva, when he created man, he say the Praja means Prakashana Jayate. So the Praja refers to man. Only man has the capacity to understand that all these are given to me, and only he had the capacity to be grateful. But we see in animals also, they say animals also, like the horse, or even they say elephant. Elephant has an extremely very good memory. If we feed elephant for some time, after many years, it will remember, it will be grateful to you. A dog, for example, Amma says, Amma always to teach us that he is very faithful, because we feed them. The dog is very faithful. But anyway, the human being, he has to be faithful. So you see, Sahayajja Praja Srishtva Pura Prokta Prajapatihi Anena Prasavishadhum Eshavo Astu Ishtakamudaka. So the actions are very, very important. What actions we do is very important, but the attitude behind the action is very, very important. So for example, I am giving talks, taking classes. So when I am taking classes, with what attitude am I taking classes? I am not, because Amma has trained me in such a way that when I take classes, what Amma told me is, don't feel that you are teaching someone. Just imagine that you are thinking aloud and others are hearing. What a beautiful teaching. Never think you are teaching anybody. You just think that you are thinking aloud. So when I am talking to the devotees, I am thinking aloud and they happen to hear. So therefore, when I go on talking, that topic becomes firm in my mind. That is Jnana Nishtha. It becomes firm in my mind. With that attitude, we have to do the yajna. Therefore, the Bhagavan says, Brahmadeva, he created human being with this yajna, saha yajna praja srishtva, pura prokta prajapatihi, anena prasvishadhvam, eshavo astu ishta kamadukh. Very beautiful, very important, beautiful verse. So the Brahmadeva created human being with this yajna spirit. That spirit of yajna is what is important. Let me do something. Look at our Amma, the best example. Every day satsang we can see that she's just sitting there. She goes on giving and giving and giving. So that yajna spirit is there. I don't want anything. Let me go on giving and giving. So that is what you call it, sahayajna. The yajna bhava is what you call as the spirit of yajna, the spirit of giving. So therefore, one example which we very often we use is the example of Tansen and Akbar. The attitude. Tansen was the greatest singer of that time. Akbar told Tansen, you are the greatest musician in this world. Nobody can sing like you. But Tansen said, Oh Emperor, we have not heard my Guru singing. Please come to with me. I will show you how my Guru sings. So the Tansen's Guru was Swami Ramdas. So every day, early morning in the Brahma Muhurta, so the Swami Ramdas will go and sit on the banks of Yamuna, this Tambura, and he would sing. So therefore, the late evening, Akbar and Tansen, they rode for a long time and they reached the hermitage of the Swami Ramdas, and early morning they went and sat there. And Swami Ramdas, he came out of his hut, he took bath and he sat on the Yamuna, banks of Yamuna with this Tumburu. He started singing Manu Bhagavan Krishna. So Akbar read and Akbar started crying and crying and crying. He could not say anything. He almost so he became so weak of so much of crying. After that, when Swami Swami Haridas went into deep meditation, and so though the Akbar and Tansen, they rode back to the palace. When they were riding, they were very silent. When they reached the palace, Akbar told Tansen, "Till yesterday, I thought that nobody can sing like you, but today, after listening to your Guru, I have to tell you that you are nothing before your Guru." And then he said, "How is that?" So Tansen gave a very straightforward, truthful reply. He gave the fact. Tansen said, "Oh Emperor, I sing in order to please you, whereas my Guru sing in order to please God." So we can understand any action done with the spirit of, "Oh God, this is an offering to you," that becomes a yajna. That is what we have to understand. And therefore, when the actions are performed with the intense, with the thought of God, that person becomes very, very creative. Because another example is our Hanuman. He was only Vanara, but he became a very great devotee of Bhagavan Rama. We can see his rare abilities. There's no one to equal him in anything. So that we can see. In ashram also we can see because we chant Amma's mantra, in Amma's presence we do a lot of sadhana. We can see we are creative. Creative is something very difficult. Many can sing songs. They have no music, but being creative, creativity happens in the Sadguru, in the presence of a Sadguru like Amma. And therefore, the renam or a debt we have seen, the rishis have given us knowledge, so we have to learn and teach according to our capacity. Devas have given us the fire, rain, water, air to breathe, etc. So we are grateful. We offer just a little. So people say, "Why do you offer so much ghee into this fire?" It is not so much ghee. When there is a yajna, the yajna is, you have to understand two things you have to understand. One is the difference between yajna and yagam. They say daksha yagam. Yagam means the same actions are same, but it is done for some kind, we say, with a selfish, we say, desire to gain something. Drupada is the best example. Drupada wanted a son to kill Drona, and therefore he performed a yaga, and he called Drishtadhyamna and Draupadi, both came out of the fire, and that is what he called as the yaga. So unfortunately, we see that Drupada wanted to kill Drona, but before the Drishtadhyamna killed Drona, Drupada died. He could not see his enemy being destroyed. Therefore, the Vedas, they warn us. If there is something called Shatru Samharam also. So by Shatru Samharam, so we Amma's devotees, we never do Shatru Samharam, even though there are many others who consider us as enemies. We have no enmity to anybody. So we never do anything called Shatru Samhara. If there is any Shatru, that Shatru is my own ego. If there is, I have only one enemy in this world. That's what Amma taught me. My son, there is only one enemy, and that enemy is your ego. Others are all the Bhagavad children only. Therefore, Shatru Samharam, they say the Vedas say by this performing this ritual, you can kill your enemy, but it will boomerang on you. Later, it will affect you. So what happens is that the idea is, even a wicked man, he will say, okay, I can destroy my enemy. Okay, let me do it. So he performs the yaga, and his enemy is destroyed. But then he learned that my enemy is destroyed. For some time I was very happy, but then still I am not happy. Now he has faith in the Vedas. So he comes to the Rishi again. He asks, oh Rishi, my enemy has been destroyed. For some time I was very happy, but still I am very, very unhappy. Now tell me, what is the means to be really happy? Tell me that. Then the Rishi will tell you, na karmana na pradaya dhane na tyage neke amritamanashaho. So you say, be selfless, be offering let all your offerings be selflessly offered to God. That way you will be purified and you will get salvation. We have Pitra Yajna also on the on Amavasya day, the full moon day we turn to the south, and not for sannyasis but for the brahmacharis and other devotees, they have Pitra Rinam also. Then we have the Manusha Rinam. Many the human beings have helped us. Therefore, the Manusha Rinam Aditi Pujanam. The Aditi means when guests come to our house, we treat them properly. That is the Manusha Rinam. And then what we call as the Bhuta Rinam. The dumb creatures have helped us. Therefore, we have some kind of offerings for them also. That is, we have to understand it. And therefore, always understand the collectively we do something for the welfare of the world with this attitude of Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. So with that attitude, when we collectively do any action, that becomes a yajna. That team spirit is very, very important. So you can see even just listen carefully. Even those who are is something kind of organized crime. It become very, very dangerous. They have team spirit. They have that sincerity, honesty. We should destroy these people. So therefore, collectively they plan very well. That the team spirit, they are able to achieve things for maybe for a short time, but then finally the nature will never support such people. The police will catch them. That's a different question. So coming back to my question, why do you offer so much ghee? Collectively we perform action that is called yajna. So therefore, when there is a yajna, in a temple, the entire village will participate in the yajna. Whatever I have, that I offer. God never says you should offer gold or something like that. What you have, that you offer. Attitude of gratitude. Oh God, you have given me so much. Therefore, this is all what I have. Please after this. So you say, if you understand, if we have 5,000 rupees as your salary, and we have so many responsibilities at home, the family at feed, you have so much expenses. Therefore, when you get the 5,000 rupees, take just 1 rupee. Take 1 rupee, the first 1 rupee you offer to the temple, and you say, Bhagavan, I have so many responsibilities. I am not able to make both ends meet. Please accept this as my offering. And of the 5,000 rupees salary, of the first 1 rupee you offer to God, and then what happens? The 4,990 rupees becomes Yajna Prasad. So much ghee offered, the entire village participates. Therefore, every house brings 1 ounce of ghee. So 100 houses become 1 ounce, it becomes 100 ounces, so much of ghee. It's not that the priests we are offering. So, offering from every house together, it looks like a lot of ghee. It's only maybe 1 ounce from every house, 100 houses. That is all you have to understand that way. Sahayajna praja sishtva pura prokta prajapatihi anena pasavishadvam eshavo astu ishtakamudaka. O man, you perform with the spirit of yajna, and that spirit of yajna will become your Kamadhuka means Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is, we know it is the divine mother, divine cow, mother cow. The name is Nandini and her daughter Surabhi. So they are two. There are many the Kamadhenus. So the two are popular. One is Nandini, and the other is Surabhi. So we know that the Kamadhenu, the one was in the possession of Vasishtha Rishi. We know the story very well. The king Kaushika, the Vishwamitra, who was King Kaushika, he tried to take Kamadhenu by force. Kamadhenu refused to go. Kamadhenu preferred to be with in the ashram. She has everything. She can give you anything. So you can see she could when the Vishwamitra when he was King Kaushika, he came with the army. Kamadhenu could bring out delicious food, and she fed the entire army. So the Kamadhenu is one who can give, who can fulfill any desire you have, but we should have the purity of mind and the right attitude. And therefore, Kaushika, Vishwamitra, who was Kaushika, he could not get Kamadhenu. Again, we can see in the life of Parashurama, Parashurama, Kartavirya Arjuna, or Sakatrabahu, he also tried to take away the Kamadhenu by force. He also could not get it. We know very well. Therefore, Kamadhenu prefers to be with Vasishtha. Kamadhenu prefers to be with said Jamadagni, the father of Parashurama, because they are pure, they are humble, and they are great devotees of God. That is what we have to understand. Kamadhenu will give you, when you have the Yajna spirit is the Kamadhenu, then she will give you whatever you want. We have to understand, we have cows here in our ashram, Amritageetananda, and if I go with a pot and then I try to put my pot, then if I try to milk her, she will give me a kick. she will not allow me to milk, because there's a knack. You should know how to go, how to keep the pot, and then you should reference to the cow, and slowly we should know there is a method of milking her that we should know. Otherwise, she will give you a royal kick. That's what you will get. If in the same way, in the Yajna or spirit also, we have to, the right spirit we do the Yajna, then we will get what we want, we will get. So they say, Devan bhavatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shraya param avapsita. You cherish the gods with Yajna, may those gods cherish you. Thus, cherishing each other, may you reap the highest goal. So you serve each other. So you serve each other. You give the gods what they want, or what you are supposed to give. They in turn, they will also reward you, and therefore, serving each other, you will reach the highest goal. Therefore, the friend of mine, an example, a friend of mine from America, he had come to India for a project. He was here for about 1.5 years. And therefore, just an example, for my birth, when his birthday came, I spent, just an example, a long time back. I spent 1,000 rupees for his birthday. He was very, very happy. We invited all the close friends. We had a birthday party. I spent 1,000 rupees, and he was very happy. And then finally, he went back to America. And after 1 or 2 years, suddenly he remembered, now today is, for his birthday, I spent money in India. And after 2 years, when he went back to America, suddenly he remembered, oh, today is my friend's birthday. So for my birthday, he spent 1,000. So the amount is 1,000. Therefore, for his birthday also, I will spend 1,000. So I spend 1,000 rupees, whereas he sent me $1,000. Now look at the difference. Both are 1,000 only. There's a lot of difference. You can see. In the same way, my 1 rupee, if I gave 1 rupee to God, God will give you. Please don't misunderstand. God is not a businessman. So God is very, very careful. We will see, God will see that we don't go away from if He give us too much money, we will forget our goal. That's why we can say, in the olden days, when the king wins a war, and he gets a lot of wealth, the Guru is there to protect him. Guru will say, now we have got a lot of money. Guru knows, though the king has got too much of money. Either king will advise, the Guru will advise, "O king, now you have got a lot of money. You must be thankful to God. You perform a yajna. And in the yajna, lot of charity, dhanam is a necessary part of yajna. If a lot of charity is given, and therefore the king, what lot of things he have gained, he will do a lot of things, and he become the normal king. That is the understanding. The Guru will never allow the king to have too much money. So that's the meaning. It's a Guru's grace. So you say I gave him 1,000, he gave me 1,000, but my 1,000 is nothing compared to his 1,000. It's 1,000. How much is $? 50. So that the 1,000 gave me maybe come 50,000. So in the same way, Devas also, when they bless us, they will give us what they give us will be much more than what we give them. That is the understanding. So one more story, very very beautiful story I will tell you. This is the story of there was a very popular Russian story writer, Lev Tolstoy. Leo, but I think they pronounce it Lev Tolstoy. He has written very beautiful short stories which are very symbolic. So one story which is applicable here I will tell you. One farmer in the early morning he went to his farm, to the field. He saw a grain which was as big as an egg. It was a golden color. He was very surprised. Somehow it had come there. He took that, and it was very as big as an egg, and it's shining gold color. He took that grain to the king and said, "Oh king, this is what I found on in my field." So the king was surprised. He called all the farmers in his kingdom and he said, "Anybody knows this? Anybody has seen this kind of grain?" Nobody knew. The eldest farmer was a very old man. He said, "O king, let me call my father." The old man was bent like this. He said, let me call my father. So he went and he called his father. When the father came, father was a little more healthy and younger. The father came and said, "No, in my time also we are not saying this, but let me call my father." So when he called his father, that father was much younger and much stronger. So that this eldest father's grandfather was younger and stronger, and he said, "Yes, during my time we had this kind of grain. During my time, when we were in my time, there was nothing as my field, your field. We never had anything to call my own. When I need grains, I will select without disturbing anybody. I will select a small piece of land. I will plow the land, and I will sow the seeds, and then the harvest come, the grains come. I will take what is required for me for 1 year, and then I will distribute the rest." This was the habit of every one of us. We never had any kind of competition. This is my land, this is your land, nothing like that. And therefore, you see that when we are selfless, very selfless, we can see nature will protect us. Nature will come to rescue. We know sage Brahmadeva's son was sage Kashyapa, and Kashyapa has many wives. The main two wives were Aditi and Diti. Aditi was the mother of the gods, and Diti was the mother of the demons, Daityas. So Aditi, Adityas, the gods, and Diti, Daityas. So Diti asked the Mahavishnu, "You are the great grandfather. From Vishnu, Brahma came from Brahma, Kashyapa came from Kashyapa, two wives, gods and the demons came." So she asked Vishnu, "Why are you partial to the Devas? why are you not showing any kind of the kindness to my sons? And therefore Bhagavan Vishnu said, I'll tell you, I'll make you understand. So the Amrita was given to the gods, it not given to the demons. So Bhagavan, we know, many of us know this story very well. Bhagavan arranged a feast and he called both the gods and the demons. So they came and they sat in two rows, two rows of gods facing each other, and the two rows of demons facing each other. And he served the most delicious food, but then he made a condition: you can eat whatever you want, as much as you want, but you should not fold your elbow. You have to eat without folding your elbows. How can you eat that? You take the food and then you fold your elbow. You should not fold your hand. Then the demons became very angry. So he said, this Vishnu was a cheat. So they walked out. That is the first walkout in the creation. So the demons, they got very angry. How can I eat without bending my elbow? The gods on the Indra asked the Agni, what do you like? So I like this. So he took and he fed our Agni. So the Agni asked, what do you like, Indra? Indra said, I like this. So Agni fed the Agni fed Indra. Indra fed like, so the gods, without holding, though they started feeding each other, they had a nice feast. Now then Vishnu Bhagavan said, now do you understand? So without thinking of myself, I was thinking of others. That is what we have said. So we have to understand the word Devata. I have explained what is Yajna. I just read and then we will explain and then we will stop. Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva Dasinte Yajja Bhavitaha Taidatan Aprataye Denyaha Yubungte Stena Evacha. Therefore, they say, cherished by Yajna, Devas shall bestow on you all the enjoyments you desire. So when you give to the gods will be pleased with you and they will bestow on you whatever you desire. Now, because my mind is purified, when I get something, I will not enjoy without control. When my mind is pure, whatever I get, I will enjoy with perfect control. That is the advantage of the purified mind. That is what is indicated here. So they say a person Tair Dattan Apradayenyaha Yo Bungte Stenevacha. The person who cooks only for himself, a person who gathers everything for himself, and one who does not share, he is a thief. And he is a thief. Yo Bungte Stena Evacha. He is a thief. One who does not have, one who takes everything, one who requests a lot of things, and one who does not share with others, he is really a thief, because we have to understand this body and mind and the knowledge and the intelligence, the physical strength, all has been given to me. With this I have acquired the wealth and other things. Therefore, I should be thankful to those who have given me this body. Therefore, I have to share what I have got. That's the meaning. So then we say, for example, they say people like Kumbhakarna, the person who sleeps all the time and then he only eats and again sleeps. He will say, why are you troubling me? Why are you troubling me? I have not hurt anybody. So the thing is, a person may not hurt anybody, but he just goes on eating and sleeping. He is also a thief, because he is not contributing. That person is contributing. If a person does not contribute, but only takes, he is a bungte stena evacha. He is considered as a thief. So say yajjashishta ashinaha santaha muchyante sarva kilvishaihi bunjate tu agham papam ve pachanti atmakaranat. You say, I already told you, yajjashishta ashinaha santaha. One who eats the remains of yajna. 5,000 rupees I have, The first 1 rupee I have given to God, saying that this is all I have. So 4,999 becomes Yajna Pradasa. That is mentioned here. Yajna Shishta Ashinaha Santaha. Muchante Sarva Kilbishaihi. He becomes totally pure. And Bunjate to Agham Papam Me Pachanti Atma Karanat. So that person who thinks only of himself, he is the Punjati to Agham Papam. He eats only sin. A selfish person who does not think of others but only of himself, he is enjoying only sin, and therefore the Bunjate to Agham Papam, that is what is mentioned here. So they say, and one more last point, and we'll stop here. They say, I will give you this. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha yajnat bhavati parjanyaha yajna karma samudbhava karma brahmodon vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavaha tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajna pratishtam evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartaiha yaha aghayu indriyaramaha mogham papa sajivati. So see the cycle. They say anha bhavanti bhutani. From all beings have come from food. Anna bhavanti bhutani. All beings have come from food. And from it, where does the food come from? Parjanyat annathabhava. From the rains, the food has come. From the rains come the food-bearing plants. They yield food. So then they say, and where does the rains come from? So the food comes from the rains, and the rain comes from yajna. So yajna bhavati parjanaha. So from the yajna come the rains, and from the yajna karma samudhavaha. So yajna comes from the rituals they have been prescribed by Vedas. So and Vedas has come from the Supreme Being. Therefore, understand, when you perform that yajna, that Supreme Being is present in the yajna, in that yajna spirit. All beings come from the food comes from the rain comes from the yajna comes from the Vedas come from the Supreme Being. And therefore, the Supreme Being is always present in the yajna. Therefore, when we eat the food, we see the cycle. We have the sacred responsibility to complete the cycle. Therefore, they have given me food. Therefore, let me be grateful and I perform yajna. We have to complete that cycle. That's the meaning. Evam pravirtam chakram. You see that. Evam pravirtam chakram nanuvartayatiha yaha aghayu indriya ramaha bhogam partha sajivati. So in this chakram, this cycle, one who does not participate in such cycle, he is living in vain. So everything contributes. You can see that the Surya, sun sacrifices heat, and the ocean sacrifices water vapor, it comes up. The wind sacrifices, and the wind blows towards the land, and then the rain comes, the clouds come down at water into the earth. The earth brings out crops or food, and then we eat the food. They have seen the sun sacrificed seed, the ocean sacrificed the water vapor, the wind sacrificed and brought them here, the clouds came down, and as rains, the earth gave us food, and we eat the food. We have to complete that cycle. That's the meaning. Evam pravrtitam chakram na anuvartayati iha. A person who does not participate in that cycle, aghayu indriya ramaha, he lives a life of sin. Indriya rama, he is always thinking of his enjoyment. Mogham partha sa jivati. This life is in vain. No purpose is served by that kind of life. In the 4th chapter also, there are a few verses, we kind of different types of yajna. See, we can understand yajna is, there is a fire and something is offered into the fire. That's called yajna. So you can see, for a good example, here we can see our ashram is a big yajna, and we do a lot of seva. Therefore, the ashram is the fire and our seva is the offering. We go to the society, and there also the society is a big homakunda. and we offer a lot of the rice and dal and sugar and all those things. That is the Mahayajna. That is what we have to understand. In the fourth chapter, there is one example I have given short. The Yama or self-control is the fire. Self-control is the fire, and in that fire of self-control, I offer all my desires. I become free. That is one yajna. And again, you see the greatest yajna is Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat Jnana Yajna Parantapaha Sarvam Karma Kilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. So they say, superior to the yajna done by materials, superior is the Jnana Yajna, the yajna of the yajna of knowledge. So that the greatest yajna is when we see everything is God, then what happens that knowledge is the fire, and I offer my ignorance into the fire. So they say Shreyan Drivyamaya Yajnat Jnana Yajna Parantapaha. O Arjuna, the greater than the yajna the offered in the fire, greater than that is the Jnana Yajna. So finally, Sarvam Karma Kilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. When we understand, slowly we understand everything is God, whatever I have is God. Slowly I withdraw myself, and finally, fire of knowledge, I offer my ignorance. The offering is my ignorance. Still, till now, I thought that I am everything. My intelligence, my power, etc. Therefore, when we understand everything is God, then I become totally silent. I feel His presence within me, and that is called the Jnana Yajna. There is, in short, the topic of Yajna. When we perform actions, let us always remember that whatever I have is given by God, given by Yama, and whatever I do, let it be an offering to Amma, let it be an offering to God. That way I purify myself, I become totally meditative, and I am able to go within myself, and if I know, I feel Amma's presence in my heart, and I become totally free with Amma. This is the topic of Yajna. Om Amritageetananda. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः कर्मयोगः श्रीभगवानुवाच यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गसमाचर सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाचा प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम् एष वोत्कृष्टकामधुक् देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यत इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानः प्रदायेभ्यो यो भुङ्क्ते तेन एव सः यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापाः ये भजन्त्यात्मकारणात् अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्नसम्भवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम् तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रं नानुवर्तयति हयः अघायुरिन्द्रियारामो मोघं पार्थ स जीवति ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः।